All right. What's up, everybody? Want to make sure it was going to start okay. The last time I think we streamed, we did the Summer Game Fest, all that stuff, and I was trying to stream on this and on Twitch as well. So just want to make sure it's all okay. What's going on? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and we're here just to kind of chat, kind of an impromptu thing. I was planning on live streaming Doom. We could still probably do that. We'll see, maybe a next week type thing, but I just wanted to pop on here, see if you guys wanted to chat about whatever. The last week or so, it's been a little dead. But we did get a couple rumors, a couple news things, and we're heading into the most dead month besides maybe like a Flintlock and a Trials by Daybreak. I think that's what it's called. So not too much going on in the next couple weeks. There'll be time to do other kind of streams. I kind of want to do like a Life is Strange thing. I want to do a couple specific live streams, maybe a Scream live stream as the weeks go. But for now, we'll just kind of generally talk and hang out. Yes, thank you. No, I'm not that old. I'm still young at heart. I think my voice makes me younger. I think the fact that I'm so into gaming makes me younger. But no, I don't think I'm all that old. Between yesterday and today, doesn't feel like you're a year older. But thank you guys, thank you. I know it's a little bit later than normal. I was talking to my parents. We had barbecue, like a barbecue place for the dinner. I got brownies that my wife made me yesterday that I'll eat later on, but just want to pop in. I don't even know if we'll go for an hour. It's kind of just whatever you guys want to chat about. No, 28. I turned 28. Did you really think I was 42? That's pretty old. I don't think I definitely don't act like I'm 42. What game are you excited for the most? For the fall, it's got to be Life is Strange. It's got to be I put this behind me here. Because Metal Gear, I would say, is in my top. I have it written down. It's behind the green screen, so I don't think I can grab it. But I would say Life is Strange, Astro Bot, Metal Gear, Silent Hill is in there out of like mostly intrigue. I mean, I think it can still be a really good game. But yeah. Life is Strange is definitely number one. Astro is 2. I swear I had a third game that for whatever reason I can't remember it, so it must not be that important to me, I guess, right? Avowed, Indiana Jones, those are all ones. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't even see your Tomb Raider thing. Sorry. I saw Rhino or whatever that guy's name on it. Not a lot of info, right? Pretty much just we're gonna get Tomb Raider stuff, but it's gonna be God knows when, but it's probably not going to be forever away. I'm excited for it. I know there's a lot of cautious, I don't even know if it's cautious optimism. I think a lot of people are generally not into it that I've seen. I thought you were at least 30-something. Oh, man. Wow. Some people tell me, most times I get that I am, well, yeah, I don't know. I guess sometimes people say that they thought I was older. Maybe in how I talk, in my knowledge level. Maybe it's my smarts. That's my ego talking. But my voice, I think, definitely makes me sound younger. Silent Hill 2 remake. Yeah, that's up there. I have a video. It'll go up either tomorrow or Sunday, and I go over, I rank every single fall game, like my top 30. I think Silent Hill is number 7. I'm pretty sure Silent Hill is number 7. Pretty high. I know... like Lego Horizon is up there. Astro is up there. There's a lot. Would you rather play GTA 6 a year before everyone or $100,000? Oh. Okay, well, I think out of like being a big boy, right, being a grown-up, I think I'd almost have to do the 100,000, right? Because if I don't do the 100,000, then it's like... And here's the thing. For me, I feel like it'd be different because if I played GTA 6 a year early, in a perfect world, right, you can game that, and I can make like all of these videos and maybe make $100,000. But if we're living in like the world we live in right now, there'd be copyright strikes. I wouldn't be allowed to talk about it. So I think I'd have to go, right, for the 100,000. I feel like that would be responsible of me to do that. You know what I mean? If I could guarantee myself I'd make the $100,000 because of playing GTA 6 early, which I think would be possible if there weren't copyright things. But yeah, I don't know. That's a great question though. I think I'd have to take the 100,000. What would you guys do? I think most people would take the 100,000 there. Everybody's doing good. Christy bought some Steam sale. And I think she got me one game as well. So we took advantage of the sale going on there. I am very excited for Epic Mickey. I am. It's not like massively high on my list. It's probably like kind of mid tier, but I'm definitely getting it. It's coming out earlier than I thought. I don't know if it's coming out necessarily at like the greatest spot of the release schedule, right? But I think it comes out like a day before Lollipop Chainsaw. But I'm excited for it. I'll play it day one, and I think it's a really solid, and I think it's a beautiful game. I was gonna say really solid like platformer game, but I really like it. Thank you everybody. I appreciate it. My next anticipated game is, Sonic is up there. Life is Strange. I followed you on X. Oh, thank you. X is a weird play. Well, I was stuck for a while on X of followers. Like it just wasn't growing. And that's fine because it took me like a long time to even get going the first time before Twitter got rid of me. But I was stuck. And then I gained, no joke, like 70 or 80 followers in the span of like 2-3 weeks. And a lot of them were, how do I say, like the inappropriate account. A lot. I mean like 20. I feel like eventually you get to a part in Twitter where you're like more of a magnet, maybe because you're getting a little bit more popular, right? Because a lot of the people were real people, but then all of a sudden these S bots, let's say, right? They started like coming after. So I didn't block. I did like the whole thing where you did like the stop following, force the person to unfollow. So I just did that to all of them. Because I don't know, like, is it right to block like 20 accounts and then like does Twitter get mad at you for doing that? I don't know. Oh, Cloud Raw, thank you. I appreciate all the support that you give. You guys rock. And, like I said, we're heading into July is always weird, right? And, it's good to talk to you guys like this. July is a weird month. There's really nothing that ever goes on in July. So, you're going to get the news when things happen news-wise for games. I'll make videos on that. But then we got to get a little creative. And I think I've liked what I've been doing the last little while, like making a video on Metal Gear. I did talked about the open beta. I wanted an open beta for Quidditch Champions, right? Like I'm going to try to focus on specific games. I want to make a Black Myth Wukong video. There'll be a lot of Life is Strange videos for sure, maybe Avowed or Indiana Jones. So, July is going to be, a month where we kind of experiment and do kind of some random. Some people don't like it. Some people will tell me like, oh, I hate when you do all these like kind of far out, like speculative type videos. And it's like, well, honestly, in July, what I mean? Like I can't take all of July off. I can't go throughout the entire month of July without making a video. So it's tough. It's honestly tough. And, I think I got some cool stuff planned for Back to the Past, my third channel. I think that channel has been doing, we've had like 4 really good videos all in a row, including the Doom video. So next up is Disco Elysium. There's a lot of fun games, GTA 3. A lot of good games I'm doing on Back to the Past. So we got stuff from the past. We got stuff from the present. I'm going to be reviewing Deadpool and Wolverine in July when I see it. So we'll come up with some things. But July is a messy month. The only good July, since this really became like a thing for me, right, was I think 2020. And 2020 was good internet-wise in general because everybody was at home, right? Like everybody was just consuming, including myself. But Ghost of Tsushima, right? Or Last of Us was like middle, early June, and then Ghost of Tsushima was middle, early July. And that July was great because it's like, oh, we get to actually play. I remember staying at my parents' house longer than I planned on, and then coming home and like, I think it was July 18th or something was Ghost of Tsushima. So yeah, this year, Flintlock looks good. Like I'm getting Flintlock. It's on Game Pass. It's kind of a no-brainer. It's a solid July game when there's nothing else. But July is really just like this hole of nothing. You know what I mean? It's time to do the backlog stuff. Time to or go outside. You can go outside. I will. I'll go to the pool in my condo a few times in July. Do something. But I don't want to leave the house all that much. It is hot. It's hot out. And I'm a big baby, as my wife likes to say. Excited for the Capcom showcase? No, I can't honestly say I'm excited. I'm excited to see Dead Rising because, I made the Dead Rising video and I said, like, I never connected to Dead Rising, but I'm willing to try it out, and it looks really good. I mean, it looks more like a remake than a remaster, so I definitely want to see gameplay. I want to see more of it, and then I want to see a release date. But those other two, Resident Evil on iOS and Mac, Resident Evil 7 on iOS and Mac, doesn't get me all that excited. So, I want Pragmata, I want RE9. I won't flip out too much, right, that they're not there, but I'm not really that excited. I'm more excited for the THQ one, which I think is August 2nd or something. I'm more excited for that. Oh, which I think I liked. I think I liked War better than Fall, but Fall is one that I think I remember playing more. I rented both of them. Those were my and I've said this before with like those PS3 era games, Spec Ops: The Line, games like Vanquish and Sleeping Dogs. Since then I've bought them, but I really wish I knew what I had back then. I mean, I didn't have a lot of money, and I saved up a lot, but like my parents didn't have a lot of money. You have to wait, birthday, Christmas, that's it. And then if I had money, chances are I was saving it for God unknown reason, which I still do to this day. I save it for who knows what. But I really wish, like when I was playing War and Fall, I should have just bought them, and Spec Ops: The Line. I should have just bought it. I rented them all. I played them all, beat them beginning to end, but I never. Deadpool. I don't know if I saw. I mentioned Deadpool, but I think I rented it. But I remember watching that whole thing on maybe like the Rad Brad or something. But a lot of these games, back in the day, really wish I knew what I had. Oh, Rupus, 34 months. Appreciate it, man. Do you prefer if WB and Rocksteady start a new Batman franchise, or do you want them to continue Arkhamverse? In my opinion, I think we've had enough of Arkham. Yeah. If they wanted to completely start something separate with Batman, I'd be down for that. I'd be down. I think what's interesting, though, is like the people that say, hey, I don't want Batman. Do they all mean they don't want Arkham, or do they literally mean they don't want Batman? I feel like most don't want Batman. And I get it. We've seen a lot of him. He's been pivotal even in games like Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad, right, where he's not like a controllable character. But as we've said before, right, Rocksteady is in such a bind. I think I will give them a full-on pass. They're in such a bad position. They need to make a Batman game. We all know they're going to. I don't care if it's Arkham. I don't care if it's, a spin-off or, or a separate universe. I know they're going to make a Batman game, right? So it's like I'm okay with either. I think just because of Kevin is probably like an issue, you know what I mean? But I don't think it matters too much, but I feel like it might change depending on who you talk to. There's no way we don't get a brand new Sly Cooper game, right? Even if it's a PS6 title. I like to, I've gone through phases. I think I've always held, even when Sucker Punch came out and said, like, it's not happening, right? I fought that. I made YouTube videos that had quite, I think 10,000 views or something, where I said, I don't believe them. And it got actually quite a bit of pushback. I don't think people agreed with me, and I think in hindsight, they're right, and I was probably wrong. But I've always held a little bit of hope that Sly, even when they flat out said it's not happening, I still had hope that it was going to. But there's been eras, right, or dips and peaks and highs and lows. Right now, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good that we're gonna get more Sly stuff. So right now, I'm riding that wave of we're all talking about it. It's made a resurgence of some sort, right? Right now, it's feeling good, but it can go bad, I would say, as well. But no, I'll always have hope. Oh, thank you. The Brutal Legend video did really good. I'm shocked. The Brutal Legend video started so slow. It was looking like one of the worst videos I'd ever made on Back to the Past, and then it became top 20, maybe a top 20 video on the channel. So, yeah, I'm happy I made Brutal Legend. I thought that was a lot of fun to go back and play. Doom, I loved going back to play Doom 2016. Prototype was an absolute blast. Infamous was a blast. I've really enjoyed. I played Disco Elysium, and that video will go out Tuesday. And then Spyro 2. I got several of them. Spyro 2, Paper Mario, GTA 3 eventually. I'm excited for the games I'm playing on Back to the Past. And there's some good fall games. This is the year I'm playing Assassin's Creed 2 for the first time in a decade. I'm really excited to go back to play that. Shadow of Mordor, Arkham Asylum. I haven't played that in a while. So we got some good videos, but also me as a gamer. I'm excited to play some of these older games. Happy birthday. Appreciate your daily grind and all the different things you cover. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We got to go hard. We got to go hard on the diversity. That's my main focus, you know. Concord previews are out. Yes, I made a video on it yesterday, and, you know, I didn't look at the likes to dislikes, actually, since I made that video. It was on Podcast Now Plus. I got a lot of likes, but I don't know if there was also a lot of dislikes. I did not mind what we saw. People told me that it still looks worse than other games in its genre. I believe that. I definitely believe that. But what we've seen so far from Concord, or most recently, looked okay. And a fellow viewer, actually, he gave me a code for the beta. So I'll be able to play the, like if you pre-order it and they give you codes, I'll be able to play that. And then the open access or whatever. So I'm going to try. I'm going to try Concord. And I don't expect to love it, but I'm going to give it a chance, and I appreciate him for giving it to me too. I got 4 followers on X/Twitter and 29 subs on YouTube. Well, you got to start somewhere, and you'd be surprised. I think under the right mindset and under the right like content structure or whatever, you can grow pretty okay. You really can. There is Evo, but I don't participate in Evo related activities. But you're right. There's also, isn't Comic-Con is July, right? Like the end of July. There's stuff. There's some. But July tends to be the most, especially gaming-wise, tends to be the most dead. Like June has all the events, and June has still releases. And then August is also kind of slow, or it generally is slow. And then it kind of builds up, right, as like August goes. But July tends to be, you know, the week month. Yes, Cobra Kai's trailer on Monday, and then I think, the 18th or something? Yeah, so, we're getting close. But it's a 3-part. I really hate that they're splitting it up into 3 parts. I think that's ridiculous. So I'm not a fan of that one. Cameron, thank you. I could listen to, yeah. Life is Strange is doing good for me, and, you know, I'm going to ride it out of, you know, it does good for the channel. It's always fun to talk about Life is Strange topics, and to be honest with you, we've been asking for this game for almost an entire decade. I was around when Life is Strange 1 came out. I think I've told this. Life is Strange 1 is it the first game I ever live streamed. And it's one of the first videos I ever made. I live streamed through PlayStation. I live streamed all of the episodes, and a lot of them got demonetized. I think I took some of them down. I did a full review of Life is Strange 1, you know, when it finished in that, October or November. So I was around in 2015. That was the year the channel started, and it was such a special game, right? So, but to be around now and to have, like, a much bigger following, I had maybe 20 subscribers. Now, you know, we're closing in on 80,000. You know, I feel good about making theory videos and doing live streams on it and making it like an event. I think I can do it now. And, I mean, back then, I had no idea what I was doing back then. So I'm really excited to get into that. Yep. Yeah, San Diego Comic-Con and Deadpool Wolverine. Yep, I'm excited for Deadpool. I saw it was a new teaser with Sabretooth and all that. Started playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth yesterday. Finally, nice. Enjoy the ride. Buckle in. Pay attention. Pay attention to it. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of info to be taken in from 7 Rebirth. But no, I honestly hope you have a blast. The beta for Phantom Blade Zero. Yeah, that I think we all kind of thought they would tell us last month, right? And they didn't. I would imagine it's possible that you see Phantom Blade Zero at a PlayStation event, and like in September, October, or whatever, and maybe you get a beta date around that time. I imagine you don't leave 2024 without the beta, considering people can play it, right? Like they're doing like a tour where people can play it as it's going, from place to place. Would you accept 1 round with Mike Tyson for $1 million? Yeah, I think yeah. I'm not saying my martial arts makes me better than Mike Tyson, but he's older. He's a pro, and he's a savage. But I feel like I have enough martial arts background where I'd be able to really defend, and just last it out for 1 round. I feel like I can take hits, too, and just defend, no offensive. Last 3 minutes or whatever it is. Get $1 million. Oh, I would take that every day of the. That's true. I mean, if he punches me once, I'd be. I mean, I have to train a little, make sure I could take hits like that. But then I would again just defend. Yeah, the shorts thing. You're right. Well, the monetization, I don't think so. The monetization, I made. So when I tried to get into shorts, right, I did 2 really big ones, and I got. Oh my God. I mean, I did one on Scream 6, Who Killed Who. That did really good. And then I compared Ada Wong in Resident Evil 4 Remake to the original. And that got like 400,000 views. I think I made 12 cents on that. And I can pull it up, but I am not joking and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. So even hundreds of thousands of views on shorts netted me 10 to 15 cents. So definitely not money, but the algorithm, yes. Like they got a lot of views. I did get subscribers because of it. It just became a thing where I was trying to do, no joke. I mean, you guys can tell. I do like 27 videos a week, 28, 20. So it's like 26 to 28, somewhere in that range. I do that many videos a week. And then I was trying to also do like 2 shorts. And it's like, then it just got too much and I had to change the, template of like how you look at the shorts. I'm not opposed to it. I would do more shorts, and maybe I will soon. The thing, like, people have done like analysis of shorts where it's like, I think originally it did bring people in and it was good, for the algorithm for your channel, but then it also becomes people come in for the shorts. They only want shorts, and then when you're making 26 videos. It's not all on this channel though, right? Whatever it is, 15, maybe like 19 videos a week on this channel. So you see 20 videos a week, and then you get like 2 shorts a week, and then they tend to leave. So there's pros and cons. I like shorts. I mean, the shorts that I watch tend to be like the more funny ones, like just kind of comedic or just clever comedy kind of ones. I like watching those. Ever since Spider-Man 2, gaming felt kind of meh to me. I'm not into JRPGs though. Yeah, the spring was highly, JRPG territory. If you weren't into that, you weren't getting a lot. Even if you consider like Stellar Blade, I wouldn't consider Stellar Blade a JRPG, but maybe it would lean towards that. But I think the fall. I really believe the fall because you really have something for everybody. Like you have an Indiana Jones, you have an Avowed, you have an Astrobot, you have Black Myth, you got Star Wars Outlaws, and you have an Assassin's Creed game, you have a Call of Duty game. You have everything. You can kind of pick and choose what you want. You got your sports games. So, thank you. Happy birthday. I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate it. Live in Texas. Oh my God, yeah. No, I don't even want to know. Don't even want to know. It gets hot here. It tends to get cloudy, like around 3 o'clock. So you really only have to deal with it for a little bit, which I appreciate. But it's been hot here. It's been high 80s, low 90s every day. I think tomorrow's only going to be 81. Next week is going to be a day where it's 81 as well. But beyond that, it's like 89 to 92, like every day. It gets hot. I think people sometimes think Colorado doesn't get too hot. It can get up to 95, 96, in the summer months. So not looking forward to that. I still have Spyro 4 in my heart. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I think we're getting Spyro 4. I genuinely think so. I really believe that. Joshua, thank you. Titan Gamer, hello. Ronnie, thank you. Jelly Jam Tails, love the name. Ghostface in Mortal Kombat, I will be getting. In Fighter Pack 2 or whatever it's called. Yeah, no, I'm excited for him. I think I covered it the first time. That it happened, but the first time it was leaked and the data mine and all that stuff. Since then, it's happened like 3 other times, so he's totally coming. Just bought Sly 2 for PS5. I want to be one of the reasons we get a new Sly game. Very nice. Yeah, we need we need mobilization. We need everybody and their mother to to do it. Yeah, we need Sly back. A great birthday gift would be a Sly Cooper game. But I've said it before. I got to stay not humbled. What would be the word? Like, you got to stay. You can't expect too much. I did get a Life is Strange game with Max, which I also thought was I think a Life is Strange game with Max always made sense because she's popular. The first game is popular. It's the only one that really sold. So whenever they want to go back to the well, right, and even if they just want to rehash something, there's always the chance you go back to Max and Life is Strange 1. Sly is a lot more complicated. You have Sony behind. Life is Strange, you had Square Enix behind it too. So, yeah, we're gonna get it. I did see. Yeah, no. We can talk about it a little. The Dr. Disrespect stuff. So when, like, my knowledge with him, I've never watched a full stream with him in my life. A friend of mine actually, I think, watched him like quite a good amount. I've sat there and watched maybe like 10 to 15 minute, segments. I can still say, like, I think he's a talented, in terms of like how he acts as Dr. Disrespect. I think that's a cool character. And like, I don't really like people with egos like that, but when you're doing like a caricature of it, like, it's fine. But oh my God. Yeah. We jump on things very fast down the internet, right? So I didn't say anything. Like, on Twitter, I saw a lot of people going off immediately with thoughts on it. I didn't want to make a judgment. And then I was just waiting, because it's like, well, it's either going to be true or not. You know what I mean? People are either going to be making it up for clout or, like that guy who kind of started, he was like selling info at one point. He wanted like concert tickets to sell out and then he would give it away. Some of these people are scum. Some of these people knew what was happening for 7 years and didn't say a thing. They're all garbage people. I think anybody involved in it is terrible. But specifically, it sucks because, he was a guy, again, I appreciated the grind of him trying to, or him putting on like that act. But let me just say point blank, you can't do that stuff. Well, like, just flat out, like, there's a line drawn, and it definitely got worse and worse, didn't it? Where it's like, okay, well, did he know it was a minor? And that's like, oh no, he definitely knew, and that's like, okay, well, he's just a terrible person, you know what I mean? So we really went south with that situation very quickly, but I would say we learned something from it. I don't really think we did. I think we learned that, again, you can't really trust anybody, maybe even including myself. You can't really trust anybody. Even if you paint a picture of a certain way, that doesn't mean that's how it is. And so you can learn that. You can learn that he's not a good person. You can learn that a lot of people, whether they were bound by NDAs or not or whatever, they decided that 7 years later was a good time to finally, you know what I mean? There was a lot of bad stuff that came out of it, but at least we got something. So there you go. There's my thoughts on it. Don't like to see it, but you want to see that stuff become exposed, and you want to see those people stop. You know what I mean? It will be interesting to see if he comes back, because like, if he comes back, he's toast. And it's like, he has enough money. You know what I mean? Like, he can just stop, get help, like, never do that again, apologize, and a lot of other things. But he should probably just like not come back. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Is there a redemption story for him? Probably not. And you could argue if there should or shouldn't be, but he's got so many millions of dollars. It's probably time for him to hang. He's like, what, 45 or something? So he probably should just hang it up. It was a good run with some bad stuff happening behind the scenes. You could just stop, Stopping in to say happy birthday. Thank you. Still, yeah. Oh, no worries. No worries. Appreciate it, man. Nothing much, Telos. What's going on with you? Konami wants Kojima back. Yeah, well, that producer does, right? And that's not going to happen. That's not going to. Kojima will not answer the phone. He'll not answer the phone. Do you think we'll have the same voice actors from the PlayStation games reprising their role in Astro Bot as their bot counterparts? I don't think they're speaking. That would be cool. Well, I don't know if it would be cool. It would be cool. To an extent, it would be cool. But then also you have to wonder, would it like break? Would it break something? What about their theme songs? That would be cool. That would definitely be cool. Hi from Denmark. Hello. Do you prefer games that are short, 25 to 30 hours? Oh, that's a great question. So my general thing, I do prefer shorter games. I really do. I think there's a place for like all types of games and all lengths of games. Persona 5 is one of my favorites, and it took me 90 95 hours to beat Persona 5. So there can be long games. I've played games that are like 100 hours. I've played like the Witchers of the world that are like 60 hours, right? And then I've played a lot of games. And I grew up with like the Sly Coopers, and then even going to that PS3 era with the prototypes and the Infamouses and the Uncharteds and Batman Arkham. 8 to 12 hours, right? And so I really like those. I like condensed, 10-hour-ish games, maybe 20-hour-ish games. And I do generally think when you keep them shorter, the quality needs to be high, right, to like make it worth. Like if the game is only 10 hours, it needs to be high quality. And I think for large parts, a lot of these older games were high quality for those 10 hours that you're in them. So those are the games I prefer, but I'm up for, I can play a 30-hour game. I can play a 50-hour game. I don't think I can take too many 50-plus hours. Like in the spring, Persona, Dragon's Dogma, Like a Dragon, Final Fantasy. You could keep going. Like there's 4 right there that are Grand Blue. You want we can keep going after that, but that is probably 400 hours there with those 5 games. And like, who's got that time? I used to have that time, I guess, maybe, but I don't have it now. So that's too hard for me. But it doesn't mean I hate those games. I'll still play them. It just will take longer. What I hate, that Twitch employee who started that he and the docs. Yeah. The Twitch employee, that guy seems like a garbage person too, because he knew it. He knew it this whole time. He almost gloated about it. He used it to sell products, and then still didn't say, and then he hinted at it, but he was not the one to like fully bring it to life. So he made a mistake, and I don't even think it was a mistake. I think it was purposeful. He messed up repeatedly, just like over and over and over. Yeah, that was bad. Okay, Konami screw. Yeah. There's no, with what Konami did to Hideo Kojima, there's just no way I think Kojima ever picks up that phone. You know what I mean? I just don't think it's possible. What does it take to get a good Michael Myers game? Well, and if you're because like the thing is, when we do get a Michael Myers game, it's probably gonna be a asymmetrical horror experience like we've gotten from all the rest of them. I think Michael Myers is one of the best, specifically like OG type killers in Dead by Daylight. I think the shape is what his name is. I think he's a really good killer in Dead by Daylight. But I think Michael Myers definitely, or Halloween, I think it will get a game eventually. The issue is it's probably just going to be a asymmetrical horror thing. God, I miss Infamous. Me too. Playing Infamous 1, Infamous 1 was rough around the edges. It wasn't as good as I remember it being. Infamous 2, I think, is an elite game. I don't think time has changed that about Infamous. And I think Infamous 1 is still a good game. It's just not as good. But Infamous 2 is a great game. I think I'm interested to replay Second Son because I haven't played that game in a long time. But I miss it too. Like, you can see what's fun about playing, like when I played Infamous like a month ago, it's so cool because Infamous is like the sandwich point between Sly and Ghost of Tsushima. And you can feel both in Infamous. Or more naturally, I guess, you can see how they jumped. You know what I mean? Like, you can see how Sly influenced Infamous. Sly DNA is all over the place in Infamous 1. And then you can feel how Cole moves is very Sly Cooper-like. And that's still how Jin plays in Ghost of Tsushima. Kind of the floatiness almost of him stems all the way back from Sly Cooper. So it's really cool to go back to play like almost a middle point type game like Infamous, because you can still see Ghost of Tsushima. You can see where it came from. But then you can also say, well, where did Infamous come from? Well, it came from Sly Cooper. It was really cool. I'm really glad I went back to play Infamous for the 15-year anniversary. And Prototype, because that Prototype was an amazing game. I hope Metal Gear Solid Delta doesn't release this year. Too many games. Yeah, in a way, me too. Because I don't know what I'm supposed to do with all of these freaking games. King V Vibes. Oh, King Vibes. There we go. I figured it out. Now, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I recently replayed Horizon Zero Dawn and loved it. Currently going through Forbidden West and that's great. I have very fond memories of Zero Dawn. It hasn't even been that long. I played Zero Dawn I played it when it first came out, but I never went very far. I played from beginning to end a Horizon Zero Dawn in January of 2020. I think January of 2020. I started it, went through, beat it. And I really liked it. I really, really liked it. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Yeah, the first game, I played the first game a little. I actually, back in the day, when I live streamed Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, it was actually one of like the biggest live streams I had ever done. I feel like, I don't want to mess up the numbers. I had numbers on that live stream that I did not have before. So I was like, oh my God, people are suddenly interested. Yeah, and I sold my pants. I didn't know, my wife was reminding me, not my real pants, the pants in the game. I had no idea how to play that game. So I struggled. It was a tough game to play overall. And at the end of the day, I sold my pants. I sold a lot of clothing items that I couldn't really get back. I went to jail. And this is all in the first like 2-3 hours. I don't think I made it further than 2-3 hours in the game. I also, because I was doing things almost backwards. Like I was not progressing. I was not completing things. I was having a real tough time in Kingdom Come. So I can't say I'm a fan, but I can appreciate it for what it was. And I am going to get the second game because the second game is supposed to be more user-friendly. Do you think Konami skipping MGS 1, 2, and Silent Hill 1 remake is a good idea? I think they went for the biggest ones. I think they went for Metal Gear 3 specifically because of the time period that Metal Gear 3 is in the whole kind of series. So Silent Hill 2 I think makes sense because it's the most loved. Not a lot of people talk about Silent Hill 1. Metal Gear, a lot of people talk about Metal Gear 2. That's the thing with Metal Gear. I think Silent Hill makes more sense because people don't really talk about 1, but they do talk about 2. But for Metal Gear, people do talk about 2. So, but I think they're going to sell well. Maybe not Silent Hill, I really think both of them could. My problem is there's too many sequels and spin-offs now. There's like 4 Horizon games in the works. It's overkill. Yeah, I think, because nowadays, like, it's weird because I think more games get made now than ever before, but it also kind of, at times, it feels like less, right, than ever. And specifically from these bigger companies like a PlayStation, they only have so many studios. They can only make so many games, a year or just in general. And when they kind of double down on a franchise like Last of Us or Horizon, I think you notice it more now than you did in the PS4 or the PS3 gen. Right? PS3, for every heavy rain, I just said it, for every Infamous or Uncharted, there's a heavy rain from like a Quantic Dream, a second-party type studio. There's a Puppeteer, which is, I think Sony Japan did it, but there's a Gravity Rush on Vita, right? Like there's just different games, whether it's first party, second party. You have games like Rain and Tokyo Jungle. Like you just had these, or Dead Nation. Remember Dead Nation from Housemarque? You just had all of these good, I think, quality games that would come out anywhere, from literally anywhere. I've seen people like push back on like the PS3 gen not being as strong as I think it is. It didn't start strong, but I think looking back, the PS3 gen is loaded from big AAA games to the middle tier games to the indies. The PS3 gen, I think, was nearly perfect. I really believe that. Konami hired a new CEO in 2020, so that's why they care about making video games. Yeah. Well, Konami was perfectly fine doing their pachinko machines. Is that what it's called? And now they're back. Dino Crisis. I think they'll do it. I really believe they'll do it. Keywords supposed to be. Haha, they said the same thing about... Oh, yeah. Yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2, not so user-friendly from what I remember. That's true. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 might not be as user-friendly as I think it is. What are your thoughts on that Microsoft deal, Xbox Cloud Gaming? I just saw that maybe like an hour or two ago. I don't know enough about it to actually. I apologize. Normally I'm on my game. I'm able to answer any question, but you got me there. No, I did see that. I recognize those keywords in that question, but I didn't like read too much in it. I assume it's putting Xbox in more places, which I support. Xbox's greatest strength is playing the games anywhere through anything. Honestly, from the technology point of view, I have no idea how any of it works. I don't really get streaming. I don't get how you can play a game like that on your phone through cloud streaming. I don't understand it. But that is their biggest strength, is Game Pass, and putting Game Pass and putting their games anywhere you can imagine. And so if they're continuing to do that, I think that makes sense. I do believe we were still getting a new Uncharted. Was it you that asked, Digital Dude? You asked me in a comment, right? And I said, let's do it. I'm going to do it. Probably next week we'll do a video on Uncharted. I definitely still believe Uncharted is happening. You got arrested in Kingdom Come Deliverance? Yeah, I did. Not in real life. I'm only 28. I'm just curious, would you recommend it to... I know, that was the joke. And would you recommend it for me? And do you remember what the It's a very difficult game. The combat is very hard. It's about like pinpoint accuracy. I would not. I feel like I have an okay vibe on you as a gamer from the comments that I've seen of you. I honestly would not, but you might just watch it. Watch like a good hour of it, and I feel like you'd be able to tell for yourself. But yeah, no, I got arrested in the game. I think I pickpocketed somebody, and they saw me do it. I mean, I was terrible. I'd lose every fight I was in. I'd get caught pickpocketing. I sold my own clothes. I think for maybe not for bail, but I needed money, so I sold my pants. And I mean, it worked out. I got the money, but I think at the end of the day, it wasn't the right decision. I did see, the Bounty Hunter, Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Yep. I saw, what was the joke I saw? Like they're putting they're like redoing every Star Wars thing except for like one franchise. I saw like not a meme, but I saw like a comment on that. That's why I'm so hyped for Astro. It's something different and lighthearted. Yes, yeah. Yep. Astro, I think, feels like a breath of fresh air to a lot of people, and I hope the sales, will reflect that. It took me by surprise, but yes, we're going to end up seeing a lot of people playing games on their TV. No more. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the future. You know what I mean? Is whether it's a stick you plug into the TV or a TV that's just got the capabilities to be able to. I mean, if you think about it, like TVs even being able to connect to like you. Like my wife is watching YouTube right now, like literally on the TV. If you think about it, right? Like a TV just being able to. Maybe it's because I'm getting older, but. A TV being able to just naturally have all of these apps and being able to go on all of these streaming services and doing it through internet and doing it very smoothly. Like it can do high quality, instant loading, all that stuff. It's not that far out to believe, like, can it pick up a game through an app, not even a console attached? Can the TV just grab the game and stream it? And like the streaming part scares me. The streaming part scares me because you got to have the right internet for that. And I feel like you would alienate some people without the console, without something to really like hold on to the game. I think there's weaknesses there for a large chunk of people. Not everybody has good internet. I feel like I have good internet, and then some days it just decides it doesn't want to run well, right? So those days, I guess you're just not going to play a game. In the 10 years from now, it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So there's definitely some worrisome things there that do scare me, but that's the future. Consoles plugging into it are not the future, which is, I don't want to say scary. I mean, it's inevitable. It's something we can kind of see coming, but the 30th Xbox is getting a new marketing person. What? I'd rather have an Uncharted 2 remake than one. Hot take. I don't think that's a hot take because Uncharted 2 is the better game. If you remade 1, you'd have to add things. That's the scary thing with Uncharted 1, is if you remade Uncharted 1, you'd have to add more moments, and you'd have to bring everybody back. You'd have to do it. It'd have to fit naturally into Uncharted 1, because I don't think Uncharted 1 is a solid enough game to... It doesn't have like the big blockbuster moments that it needs to compete, and... So yeah, I think Uncharted 2 one would be awesome. All digital will suck. I'll still be here with whoever still is doing consoles. I'll still support them. I'll still have all my games. Maybe not literally over there. Maybe we'll move by then, so it'll be somewhere else. Maybe behind me. I did not. No, so far I haven't gotten an answer yet. It doesn't come out though until July, right? July 5th. So I might still get a code for it, but it might not be until like the day it comes out. Watching this Australian streamer playing Kingdom Come, and he thinks I should get it, but I wanted to. Oh, okay. Well, different people. Different people. Like I don't know you amazingly well, right? Like I don't know every game you've ever played, but I feel like I can, from the comments you've given and the types of games you play, my gut would tell me to tell you that it's probably not a game for you, but I could be wrong. I can only tell you, and this is why I'll do it for you and anybody that asks me. But it's a good point, because generally, right, the best thing that I try to do, and I think that really does make me, I think, different than most people. When I'm doing reviews, I really try to stick to what I think. And it's very selfish and it's very like all on me, but I really just try to break down the stuff, tell you how I feel about it, and then the thing that I want you to take away is, well, you judge it however you feel, right? But I don't like to say you might like this or you might not like that. Like, you know, it's not something that I think works all that well. Let me see your big high. What the? So yeah. Oh God. I don't know what that person's doing. We'll do 5 minutes. So yeah. So that is I'll do it with you and I'll do it with anybody in the comments, but generally I try to stick to here's what I thought about Kingdom Come, and then it just depends on what you feel. Because ultimately it is how you feel. That's why their marketing is bad. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Xbox had, marketing, I don't know, like some of their games are marketed okay. Like Hellblade was pretty bad. Hellblade was a terribly marketed game. But like they've done some stuff for Avowed that's been fine. They've done some stuff with Indiana Jones so far that, you know, you got to get closer to when these games come out. Stalker 2, you know, is a chance. So yeah. Same as my dad. Oh, no. Well, thank you and happy birthday to your dad. I think today Markiplier's birthday is today. Oh, you know who else? The voice of Master Chief, his birthday today. I didn't know that. I knew Markiplier, but I did not know. Is Elon Musk's birthday today too, maybe? Oh, maybe he's your birthday. Yeah. I think Elon Musk's maybe is the same day as my wife. I think maybe we would have all seen it on Twitter if it was Elon Musk's birthday, but no. I know Markiplier's is today, and then is it Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief? His birthday's today. So that's pretty cool. See ya, man. We're going to we'll probably wrap this thing up in the next little while. Am I able to say, well, we can maybe chat a different day. But no, I won't say it here. I'm not going to say it here, what kind of camera it is. No, I will say this. Their Harry Potter Quidditch champion is making 2 big mistakes. First mistake is they're not letting people that played it talk. It's a huge, more than Suicide Squad, because I think you're going to get more positivity out of this than you would Suicide Squad. That's the first mistake. It's a big one. It's one that I think might backfire. And then the second mistake is not having like an open beta. I really think they should have an open beta, and I think that would also be incredibly successful. Blink if it's terrible. I won't blink. I think I can tell you that. I think I can tell. I think I've had enough hints that have. I think I've always said this. Here's what I'll say without getting in trouble. I think that people are really going to like this game. I think this game is going to be quite successful. And you can read into that, you know, maybe how I feel or maybe how I don't feel. Oh, I just blinked? Ah, shoot. Well, that was, you know, that's something I can't stop doing. I blink a lot, actually, I feel. Is it still quite, it is still quite early, but do you already have Game of the, oh, yeah. If they still keep it with 6. Okay, well, if they kept, there's a difference between my Game of the Year nominees and then Jeff Keighley's, you know what I mean? Right now, Final Fantasy VII is my, I think, if I say this, I don't want to like come off the wrong way. I think there's been a couple Game of the Year type contender games so far. I think Final Fantasy is a legitimate Game of the Year type game. I think Helldivers, it's not mine, and I wouldn't put it up for it. But I think if you look at how it went, I think Helldivers is a legitimate Game of the Year contender type thing. I think Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree is probably also, even though it had some back and forth, initially, I think that one probably is. I'd like to make a petition for like a Stellar Blade, but I don't know, again, for like a nominee kind of purpose of like a Game Awards thing. But I genuinely think Final Fantasy, Helldivers, Elden Ring, maybe like 1 or 2. Or I mean, Dragon's Dogma was so well received when it came out, but it's really fallen apart since. So I don't think that. Persona 3 maybe. You know, those are what I think critics and like the panel would pick, but not me. Not me. I'd pick some of them, not all of them. Xbox is going to PAX West. Oh, nice. Nice. Is PAX West, when is that in August or is that also in July? Oh, yeah. I mean, I need, yeah, no. I love PlayStation All-Stars. One day I will cover that on Back to the Past, and I'll live stream it too, because I could play that game for, well, maybe not forever. I think I maybe get bored. August 30th, yeah, right at the end. And then Tokyo Game Show is in the beginning of September, or middle of September or something. Stellar Blade, Final Fantasy, Rebirth, Prince of Persia, yeah. If it's our individual ones, it'd be Final Fantasy, Stellar Blade. What'd you put? Final Fantasy, Stellar Blade. I would say maybe Prince of Persia. Maybe a couple more. Yeah, and I never bought it, and I really still do want to play Dragon's Dogma 2. I think I'll wait for a sale. I can tell you from like an onlooker how weird it has been, because I'm genuinely serious, and I understand games that like come out and they make an impression and then they don't make an impression, or vice versa. Maybe it's a slow start and then it grows. But I feel like people outright lied with Dragon's Dogma 2, and that's just from me looking at it from not getting it, right? I saw all the talk leading in, the previews and the early stuff. Then I saw the game come out. I saw the love, and it lasted for like 2 weeks. And, when they did you could buy the crystals and stuff, like there was some negativity there, right? But overall, people were really talking about the mechanics and stuff. And I'm not saying everybody, but I think critics were very high. And then I'm seeing people now almost like flat out admit, seemingly, that they made it all up. And that like, oh yeah, this game was never great, or I was blinded by these few things, but really the game is kind of just garbage. I saw a tweet where a guy did like the dashes, like bullet points, and he went through, no joke, maybe 10 massive negatives of the game at launch that he felt were there at launch, and he still gave it good grades and good remarks when it came out because of whatever reason. And now he's saying, well, yeah, but there were these 10 bad things about it even back then. And it's like, I don't know. I really feel, and maybe it's because I wasn't a part of it. Maybe if I was a part of it, it would be different. But somebody kind of just looking onto it, it feels like people outright lied. And I don't know like what to think about that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna wait for a sale. Oh no, my golden snitch. My wife's golden snitch. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Dragon's Dogma. September 26th to 20. Oh, okay. Oh, maybe it's normally at the end of September then. Oh yeah, no. There's like double the games still coming out versus the games that did come out. I am looking forward to Phantom Blade Zero. That game looks. I saw the trailer and I think I saw some gameplay. The game looks so good. Looks so good. And no worries, Nick. Yeah. I don't want to steer you. I don't know how. I mean, here's the thing though. Kingdom Come Deliverance is often on sale. So if you can, like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's money is worth differently to each person. But if you can get Kingdom Come for like $10 or $5, again, $10 to some might be more than it is to others. But you know what I mean? It's like $10. Well, I'll just give it a try. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I think a lot of games you could just throw $5 to $10 at it with the hope that maybe it's a good game. So Kingdom Come could be that type of game. Yeah, I think Astrobot can be a game of the year. I think Avowed can be a game of the year. I think Metal Gear would be a game of the year if it comes out this year. Black Myth stands a chance. Life is Strange for me. There's a lot of games. Metaphor, Dragon Ball, Sparking Zero. No, Phantom Blade Zero might get a demo this year, but there's no way it comes out this year. If it were to come out this year, I don't even know what to do. I think I'd panic. No, it's not going to come out this year. There's no way. All right, guys. Well, this was fun. I'm glad I did this. We had a nice little chat. So, I don't know. Like I said, I was going to do Doom today, and then I didn't. But yeah, I'm going to stream every Friday. So next Friday we'll do something. But we're heading into the dead period of the summer where people are doing things and all that stuff as well. So we'll figure out what to do. I definitely want to do a Life is Strange specific live stream. I actually want to do several Life is Strange live streams. So we'll see what we do, and we'll go from there. But I'm really excited to do that, and we'll come up with other live stream topics. All right. appreciate you guys being here. Have a nice weekend going into 4th of July week. Stay safe. Light your fireworks if it's legal, or if not, then don't do it. And we'll talk soon, okay? I mean, actually, so we live stream most likely July 5th. So I'll see you guys after 4th of July, all right? Thank you for being here. We'll see you on the next